up.
Okay, so I'm lining this up to my basting, and I'm just gonna put that line there where my buttonhole starts and where my buttonhole ends. Okay, there. Now I've got that marked. Okay, now I've already got this pinned, so I'm ready to come over here and stitch there. I'm going to change my stitching to 1 millimeter. Okay, so I had it on a basting stitch. Now I'm down to 1. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start stitching in the middle of line 2. I'm going to go to one end, and then I'm going to turn around and go to the other end, and then I'm going to come back to the middle. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's, okay, and you'll just continue to follow those lines. Now, one thing I should mention, we do have feet that are an open toe, so you can see a little bit easier what you're doing, and we can let you use that. It's foot number 20. I'll just go ahead and use this one, because the regular one, it's on here, and I can kind of start, I mean, I can stop when I need to and look to see if but I can see it pretty good. Okay, now I'll turn again, and I'll come back to the middle where I started. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to trim this one. It's not basting, so I'm going to trim it. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Oh, let me get this. Okay, well this, oh, well, anyway, trying to trim this, and it doesn't want to be trimmed. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my pins out and fold that back down, and then I'm going to fold this side back on itself again, like I did the other side, and I'm going to go ahead and pin this. Even though I've pressed it, it doesn't want to stay perfectly well, so I'm going to pin it so that it stays where I want it to. I think that looks good. And then I'm going to come over here, and now I'm going to stitch on the 4th line. And again, I start in the middle. Well, I start in, like, depends on which side you're looking from, but this is the 2nd line or the 4th line, either whichever way you're looking. But it's basically the only line that doesn't have any stitching on it. Okay, turn it around. I think I need to go, well, yeah, I need to go one stitch further. There we go. Okay, so you need to be very precise. You want the buttonhole lips to turn out perfectly even. One more. Okay, that's got it. And now I'll go back to the center where I started. Okay, there we go. Because we're going over top of our stitching, that should anchor it pretty good. Okay. All right, and I've got a little bit of, I just need to, got a little bit of thread caught in there. So I'm just gonna trim that. Okay, so take my pins out, and then we'll be ready for the next step.